Jake's Jingle Jam. We are with Jana Kramer here in the backstage of Riverwind Casino. Jana Kramer.
Hi, darling.
I love
Merry
it.
almost Christmas to
Merry
you.
almost Christmas.
And you're so
Here.
festive with like your little red
You know,
shirt.
I was looking
and,
in the closet.
You're so cute.
Thank you. I said to myself, what do I bring to see if Jana would like? And
Well,
this just jumped out of the
you
closet.
succeeded.
Thank you.
You look very handsome.
We got to hang out earlier. You're going to hear Jana coming up for the new year. We're counting down 93 songs with Jana Kramer, so tune in to Jake FM,
On Jake
right?
93.3 FM.
Yes,
I got it.
She's
It's in my
hired.
head.
You've got the job.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But music, it doesn't work out. I can be your
Exactly.
partner in crime.
You've been the actress, you've been the musician, and now it's mornings with Jana and Owen.
Morning shows. I don't know if I could do I have to actually get fully dressed for that? I mean, can I wear my PJs?
You don't have to get fully dressed
like
for
a
the morning
PJs,
show.
ball cap, no makeup.
Oh yeah, you can
Okay,
do that too.
sweet.
That would work just fine. But
All right.
when we do this radio show, you have to talk about your music, like Why You Wanna.
Okay.
Okay. Because it was a year ago.
I'm like, okay.
It was like a year ago this time. You were seeing radio stations saying, "Hey, I'm Jana. What was that like from here to now?"
You know, it's definitely different. Because I remember doing kind of like the CRS too, which is the country radio seminar. I'm meeting all the radio people, and at first they kind of shake your hand. They're very nice, but
Sure.
they're kind of like, oh, here's another one coming in. And so this, now that I'm coming back and doing the end of the year things, people are. It's not that they're nicer, but it's just
You've gotten their
there's
attention.
Yeah.
In
So
a way.
it's and plus I've grown to really have really amazing relationships too with them. So it's fun, and it's just really nice to know that you believed in me, and there's
Sure.
stations that believed in me. So it definitely feels good, and the stations that believe in you and the ones that don't.
Yeah.
So
And it takes that confidence with the artist going in, meeting these guys in radio.
it's
A lot of people don't realize that.
I mean, they kind of. It's like, this is your career.
Yeah.
and
It is.
and I'm in control of it.
Yeah.
And I would go back and I'd be like, how is that?
Mhm.
So if they don't like it, they're not going to play it.
Exactly.
And it's just like, it's just, wow, it's crazy. It's hard.
You stay in tune with what your music's doing too, because radio has a big part of what made you the highest debuting female artist since Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Wasn't that crazy?
That was insane. I mean, I knew that, she got to number 5, but I mean, my
And you
goal
were-
was
yeah.
honestly just in the 20s, because
Sure.
a female, the highest, even close to that was 24. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, if I can get in but deep down inside, I'm the most stubborn, competitive person
Yeah.
that there is. So I was like, oh, I want to go to number 1.
Yeah.
So at first I was mad, and they literally had to sit me down, and they're like, Jana,
This is huge.
it's insane. And I was like, I don't know. It's just, and I wish I could let it sink in more. But it's just,
Sure.
I think it's just the competitive nature of me, because I want to win, and I want people to like me and stuff.
Sure.
So
You moved on to the single Whiskey. What
Yeah.
about that just popped off when you heard it first?
Whiskey's my favorite song ever.
Really?
And I really pushed for that to be the first single, but we kind of didn't see eye to eye on that.
Sure.
They didn't want me to come out with a song too with whiskey in the title, and
Yeah.
they didn't know if people would just think it was a bar song or whatever. But Whiskey to me is kind of a song. It's like that 3 minutes where it's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that,
Yeah.
and I did, and I really regret it, but I don't at the same time. It's kind of like, I don't know.
And it's
I
all
think
as
everyone's
packed in a
it's-
song. It's
Yeah,
weird,
it's all
yeah.
packed in a song, and then you're like, at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason,
Sure.
and that's how I've always lived my life. But there's definitely things I'm like, I probably should, have not done that. But at the same time, it's kind of fun. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it might have involved whiskey,
Yeah.
so.
So that's your
I mean,
favorite off your debut
It's my
album?
favorite
right?
off my album, and I think it's a lot of the fans love it too, so
Sure.
that's great.
Yeah.
I just hope it does as well.
As you
As
felt
a-
at the
yeah,
and it's a
as
great.
well.
The meaning between the two should have just called him Whiskey.
Yeah.
It's a fun. Does that inspire you more as a writer when you hear songs like that attributed to an album?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, the songwriters in Nashville are so amazing that, of course I wanted more of my songs to be on my first album,
Sure.
but at the same time, there are so many amazing
Yeah.
songwriters in Nashville that I'm like, that song blew my crap out of the water. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I'm good. I
There are
just
people
want
hanging out doing it.
as long as I can relate to a song, like my producer Scott Hendricks, he's like, you didn't finish listening to the song. I'm like, I wouldn't say that. So
Yeah.
click, in the next
Exactly.
song.
It has
so
to be you.
I have to feel like I wrote
Yeah.
it. So that's why people are like, oh, you didn't write that. And I was like, well, yeah, no, I didn't. But I'm,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like,
But you
I'm
feel
like,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I wrote it. So
And so you're performing those songs that you feel, and then all of a sudden you find yourself standing on the circle of the Grand Ole Opry.
that was so cool.
What were you thinking?
At first I kind of saw the date, the Grand Ole Opry on my calendar, and I was like, that's really cool. But it didn't hit me until I went out there, until they said my name.
Yeah. Until it was and it was a part of the audience, and
yeah, and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna start bawling my eyes out. But I'm like, I gotta get through the first song. So I sang my first song, and then afterwards I was like,
I'm here.
I'm here. And then I was like, just give me a moment. And I had a little, talk with the legends that I was basically stepping on, but
right there on the circle.
Yeah. So I mean, it was such an honor because I mean, the people that I look up to played there. So.
Because you were a part of being an actress, being on One Tree Hill, but at the same time you were looking as yourself as a singer, as a country musician.
That's me. Yeah.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
That's Jana. Who are those artists that make up who you
I
are?
grew up, Patsy Cline was the one thing that, like, my grandma, that's all she listened to is Patsy Cline. She still has the little cassette tape.
Yeah.
She still has the whole little.
Is this in Michigan?
In Michigan,
Yeah.
up north Michigan.
Yeah.
And Johnny Cash, I'm obsessed. June Carter. And then, like, of course, like, when I grew up, it was, George Strait, Garth Brooks, Chris Christopherson, Tim McGraw.
Sure.
So.
What about Johnny and June do you feel related to today?
I would love a love like Johnny and June.
Heidi said it best when she said that, didn't she? Isn't
Yes,
that
she
great?
did. It's perfect, and I love that song.
Yeah.
And, my boyfriend, Brantley, and I,
Brantley Gilbert.
we always kind of talk about it. We're like, we're kind of like Johnny and June. And I was like, no, you can't ever, like,
You
Johnny
can't be
and June
that, yeah.
is Johnny and June.
Sure.
Like, you're a badass biker boy, and I'm just like the little, like, you know what I mean?
Biker.
We said we were going to do like a remix of Why You Wanna, and I was going to be on my bike, and then he was going to be in like his Harley and be like, hey, baby.
Or vice versa. You can be on the bike, you can be on the thing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So.
And so after you had a little sickness, you recently had a birthday, and was it just too much and you got the flu or whatever?
Yeah, I said it was a flu, but I had critically low potassium level. Which
you had to go have a banana or two?
Well, that's the thing. I eat bananas, so we're trying to figure out what's going on. But it's really hard to take care of yourself on the road.
Exactly.
And then you kind of forget. You're like, yeah, maybe I haven't taken care of myself the best way. But
sure.
When you wake up, when you go to bed late and you wake up late, it's just like the day kind of goes and you don't take care of yourself.
You get up
now I'm like, I have to take care of me.
Yeah.
I'm so worried about taking care of other people that I forget about myself.
Yeah. So. But you were taken care of there after the birthday. You got to do a little surprise.
Yes.
And it was something that kind of took you back, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was really sweet. I was, of course, not sick on my birthday, and so, but he bought me a really amazing pair of heels, and then he also bought me figure skates, because I used to skate for about 13 years.
Yeah.
And I ended up quitting because my parents got divorced, and, the skates were really expensive, and we couldn't afford them, and so I stopped, and it was kind of, I've missed it for so long.
Yeah.
So he bought me a pair of skates, but that poor boy on my birthday couldn't do anything right. I was the meanest, crabbiest, sick girl there was. No, they would leave me alone. It's my birthday, and I'm going to throw myself a pity party. And so the next day, he's like, are you feeling better? And I was like, maybe a little. And so he's like, well, then happy birthday. I was like, it's not my birthday.
Anymore. It's over.
He's like, no, we're celebrating your birthday. Today's your birthday. So I was like, okay. And then he took me to dinner, and then he rented out an ice rink and took me skating.
A whole ice rink.
A whole ice rink.
Jana and Brantley skating. Now, is he a good figure skater?
It was terrible, but it was so cute because he was trying so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never been on skates before.
Sure.
And I mean, he cut himself on his arm. There was like blood everywhere. And I was like, baby, you need a band-aid. He's like, oh,
very good.
Yeah.
I just cover it up.
Yeah. He's like, this ain't the worst scar I've got.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
You can trade those for your cowboy boots a little bit. It works.
I know, but it was cute. He's definitely not, not only a bad boy. So.
Yeah, he can have a soft
side. Yeah.
That's good. As you move into 2000.
By the way, I feel like I'm in Barbara Walters right now.
Is that a bad thing? Is it the best? I knew it. It's the best.
I feel like I've always wanted to be in Barbara Walters, like most fascinating people.
Well, hey,
right?
you're
so I feel
a part of the fascinating Jake.
I feel special, so thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. You know what? A lot of folks don't know this. There was something we tried to get you on, didn't work out, schedule or something.
Who?
Yeah, and it's worked out, and you're here, and we couldn't be more excited now.
No, I'm so happy.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
And after we talk next year, and we can't say much for the fact that you have an exciting 2013.
I am so excited. I just got more exciting news today that I'm like, my competitive
Even since
side.
last we talked?
Yes.
Really?
My competitive side is just like, oh
Come on.
gosh.
Is it with the single?
Or
is it with something else?
It's with something else.
Okay. I know you can only say so
Vegas,
much.
But
happens to do with Vegas.
Yeah. So I'm already like putting my hat on, seeing what I can do. But I'm in 2013. I'm so excited. I mean, professionally, personally, and
cool.
Yeah, it's just gonna be
going
fun.
on year 2 of really hitting the radio and music and touring. Right?
Yeah.
Was that what that would be?
Yeah, I
on
mean
the
it's
second
gonna be
year?
another year too of doing radio on top of shows but I really do love it.
Yeah.
But I have to make sure to give myself, make sure I take care of myself and.
Sure. You don't want to get sick again.
Yeah, no.
And then Brantley will have to do something sweet again.
But it was kind of cute though.
It was cute,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I was like, I'm feeling sick today.
Something's wrong. I'm tired.
I have a fever. Like, take care of me.
Surely
I
there's a
want
ring.
shoes. I want high heels again.
Exactly. Well, good deal. We wish we can talk forever. We're gonna let you go sing to our people.
Yay.
Because we're excited that you're here.
Thanks, Barb. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Jana Kramer, Jake's Jingle Jam here at Riverwind Casino. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Feliz Navidad.
Is that the Christmas song you're gonna do?
No, but I love it. That gets stuck in my
Prospero
head.
on you.
All I know is Feliz Navidad.
If you,
Merry Christmas.
Jana Kramer, she's number 1.